Hey guys! Please subscribe my channel. Today our topic is standard penetration test of soil. So move toward our today's topic. Standard penetration test. The standard penetration test is an in situ test that is coming under the category of penetrometer tests. The standard penetration tests are carried out in borehole. The test will measure the resistance of the soil strata to the penetration undergone. A penetration empirical correlation is derived between the soil properties and the penetration resistance. The test is extremely useful for determining the relative density and the angle of shearing resistance of cohesion-less soils. It can also be used to determine the unconfined compressive strength of cohesive soils. Tools for standard penetration test. The requirements to conduct standard penetration test are: standard split spoon sampler, drop hammer, weighing 63.5 kg, guiding rod, drilling rig, driving head, anvil. Procedure for standard penetration test. The test is conducted in a borehole by means of a standard split spoon sampler. Once the drilling is done to the desired depth, the drilling tool is removed and the sampler is placed inside the borehole by means of a drop hammer of 63.5 kg mass, falling through a height of 750 mm, at the rate of 30 blows per minute. The sampler is driven into the soil. This is as per rule. The number of blows of hammer required to drive a depth of 150 mm is counted. Further, it is driven by 150 mm, and the blows are counted. Similarly, the sampler is once again further driven by 150 mm, and the number of blows recorded. The number of blows recorded for the first 150 mm, not taken into consideration. The number of blows recorded for last two 150 mm intervals are added to give the standard penetration number. In other words, N is equal to number of blows required for 150 mm penetration beyond seating drive of 150 mm. If the number of blows for 150 mm drive exceeds 50, it is taken as refusal, and the test is discontinued. The standard penetration number is corrected for dilatancy correction and overburden correction. Corrections in standard penetration test. Before the standard penetration test values are used in empirical correlations and in design charts, the field and value have to be corrected as per rule in 1981. The corrections are: dilatancy correction, overburden pressure correction, dilatancy correction, silty fine sands, and fine sands below the water table develop poor water pressure, which is not easily dissipated. The poor pressure increases the resistance of the soil, and hence the penetration number. Terzaghi and Peck, in 1967, recommend the following correction in the case of silty fine sands. When the observed value is N exceeds 15, where NR is the recorded value, and NC is the corrected value. If NR less than or equal to 15, then NC is equal to NR. Overburden pressure correction. From several investigations, it is proven that the penetration resistance, or the value of N, is dependent on the overburden pressure. If there are two granular soils with relative density same, higher N value will be shown by the soil with higher confining pressure. With the increase in the depth of the soil, the confining pressure also increases, so the value of N at shallow depth and larger depths are underestimated and overestimated respectively. Hence, to account this, the value of N obtained from the test are corrected to a standard effective overburden pressure. The corrected value of N is as mentioned below. Here Cn is the correction factor for the overburden pressure. Precautions taken for standard penetration test. Split spoon sampler must be in good condition. The cutting shoe must be free from wear and tear. The height of fall must be 750 mm. Any change from this will affect the N value. The drill rods used must be in standard condition. Bent drill rods are not used before conducting the test. The bottom of the borehole must be cleaned. Advantages of standard penetration test. The advantages of standard penetration test are: the test is simple and economical. The test provides representative samples for visual inspection, classification tests, and for moisture content. Actual soil behavior is obtained through standard penetration test values. The method helps to penetrate dense layers and fills Test can be applied for a variety of soil conditions. Disadvantages of standard penetration test. The limitations of standard penetration tests are: the results will vary due to any mechanical or operator variability or drilling disturbances. Test is costly and time-consuming. The samples retrieved for testing is disturbed. The test results from standard penetration test cannot be reproduced. The application of standard penetration test in gravels, cobbles, and cohesive soils are limited. If you enjoyed our today's video, then like and share our today's video and subscribe our channel.